great, but it's a later, stronger papers, more material efficiently. For many of you, the first paper will be clearly the worst paper you write. And I'm going to explain that right away. It's really late to the second paper. The paper is almost even more late to the paper. There's no formula here. Taking into account the overall pattern of the GAO, how you got to work better. But this policy of getting greater weight giving yourself improvement is something that most of you will benefit from. So if you end up not doing well, the moral story is not going to go running off the class, but figuring out what you did right, what you didn't do right, how to make the second paper better, and the third paper stronger again, and if you do yourself improvement, that will very significantly influence it. You guys have that overall. That's great. Because of the policy, I don't actually know that all is getting done, but at the end of the semester, I'm getting harder notes that I deposit after not. I'm going to quickly mention the typical grade distribution for the overall grade of this at the end of the semester. Roughly 25% of you are likely to end up with some kind of A at the end of the semester. 50-55% of you or so are likely to end up with some kind of 20-25% of you might end up with some sort of C. Sometimes a couple percent end up with that. Unsurprisingly, you've got the ability to do decent work in this class, and most of you have the ability to do good work. Some of you have, some of you have the ability to do excellent work. But it takes some work on your part to get to that point. I'm glad to say about grades is, why do I do this? It's really, I try to do it as a sign of respect for you. I don't think anybody might consider this a one-on-one league for that about a tail on my but it looks like saying, you guys are so smart. You're so talented. You've gotten so far on your ability that some of you have learned to coast. And it's not doing you any kind of service to let you continue coasting. My goal here is to be honest with you. It's hard to have most people want to be with a lot of stuff like disrespect, but not significant. So be it. I'm just lying to you to pretend that that's excellence in philosophy. And so what I want to do in this life is be honest with you and tell you you've really done work here to be extraordinarily proud of yourself. Versus, yeah, you've done something okay. It's not great. Sorry, that's 75% great. Only 25% of grade is based on self-assessment. Now, that's a lot of grade in terms of self-assessment. And so the first thing you come with, I really, if you go on self-assessment, your grade will suffer. So we're going in a general way. What we need to do to earn a good grade in self-assessment. And here the answer is, that's the obvious one, you need to participate. You need to come to discussion sessions having thought about the lectures, having done the reading, having thought about the questions that they raised, and you need to come to discussion sessions having prepared to discuss this set of issues. You need to listen to what your classmates are saying and say why you disagree with them. And not just that you disagree with them, but to raise an objection. Or why you agree with them. And somebody else in the class can say, look, I think that what John was saying was a good point. Here's why I think you should have defended his position, or what have you. You need to engage in philosophical discussion. If you're not participating in discussion session, you're not doing what the session is there for. Philosophers love to talk and we love to argue, and the way to get better at thinking about philosophy is by talking about philosophy. And I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm saying, look, yeah, that's an important part of the class, so important, that's writing worth 25% of your grade. Again, it doesn't mean, this is slightly different from the paper, it doesn't mean you gotta get brilliant philosophically to get an A. Rather, you've got to be a wonderful class citizen to get an A for discussion session. And so, as I put it, as I put it, so participation, and here I mean, sort of, respectful participation, not talking a lot, but participation can improve your grade, but it won't lower your grade. Non-participation will not be there, that will lower your participation grade. Can you question that? I'm sorry to have sort of a long gloom and doom, but it seems that it's only fair to let you know what you're getting into. What I like about this session, the way I think of it is like the conversation hour for your foreign language class. How many of you have lots of class before? Maybe 15% of you, maybe 20%. Most of you have not. That's pretty normal. Right? You don't go into the discussion session thinking, oh, I can't talk, I don't have any background philosophy, I've never done this sort of thing before. That's true for most of you. The way to get better is by talking philosophy. Next remark. I guess this is a connection. That's great. This is an intro philosophy class. Keep in mind that intro means first class in philosophy. That presupposes background in philosophy. It doesn't necessarily mean easy. Some of this material for some of you is going to be very, very difficult. And although the number of pages that you'll have to read are not, they're not a lot. They're probably 50 pages, maybe less. It's for many of you a dense material. And although I don't really have the fantasy that many of you will read this stuff twice, if you had the time to do it, that would be a wonderful thing to do. Philosophy is hard stuff to read. Otherwise, what the intro class is that it's introductory, that the issues that we're talking about are kind of first run-through. Every single thing that we discuss here could be pursued at later depth. So, for example, let's say whether we can have talking about the nature of identity. You think, what could easily spend an entire semester thinking about that question alone? So don't come away thinking that whatever it is that we talk about here, lecture is the last word on the subject. Rather, it's something more like first word. As you really look about the readings of the lectures, with one exception, I won't be spending very much time talking about the readings. The exception is later, where I'll spend a lecture, maybe two lectures, trying to talk about Plato's central arguments. Yeah, we're starting to go into our class. But for the most part, although I'll occasionally periodically refer to readings, I won't spend a lot of time talking about the view in the reading. So we need to think of it as complementary to my questions. Reading deciding when a financial decision is a good thing to do or not. And that was the heart of what they taught in these business schools, these algorithms for valuing assets and making optimal financial decisions. One striking thing is that the people they studied, the business people and the investment bankers they studied, adopted their language. So this had never happened in academia before. Anthropologists study, primitive tribes and different kinds of people all the time, and not one of them, I bet you would say, has ever taken over all the language invented by anthropologists and behave themselves in their own societies. But the business people that these professors were studying ended up using exactly the language created in academia. And Yale was very different. There was no divide between economists and finance people. Finance, maybe they were financial economists to begin with. So the great financial economists of the first half of the 20th century was Irving Fisher, you hear a lot about. He wrote possibly the first economics PhD at Yale. There was no economist to teach him, so he had to write his PhD with Gibbs, maybe the greatest American physicist of the time, as a proving, what science still ever Gibbs. And he was a mathematical economist, an econometrician. He invented almost all of his economics in order to study finance. The most famous Yale economist of the second half of the 20th century was James Tobin, a famous macroeconomist. The most famous macroeconomist, possibly, of the second half of the 20th century after Keynes, great Keynesian. But he got the Nobel Prize for work he did on finance and economics. Finance is really interesting to him. So, Bob Shiller and I went to Yale. We basically said, we want to finance and economics hand in hand at Yale. And so Socrates is actually central to economics, central to understanding the economy, and central to understanding the global economy. So we'd like to teach it to Yale undergraduates. People who otherwise can take the course. And so they agreed to let us do it, and so we've been teaching it now for the last 10 years. So as you know, Shiller is very critical of the business markets tradition. He feels that these finance professors left essentially the whole story. What they left out was psychology. They left out the idea of fads and rumors and narratives, which he thinks has a big effect on prices as the hard information about profits that the business school professors has grown products. I myself have been quite critical of financial theory. I started off as a straight, pure mathematical economist. To me, economics is almost a branch of logic and philosophy that happens to tell you something about the world. So I got my PhD with Ken Arrow, you'll hear a lot about very shortly, and I came to Yale. I did Yale undergrad, I came back to Yale, and I joined the Coles Foundation. The Coles Foundation's motto was basically, can we make economics more mathematical? Economics is so ought to be amenable to mathematical analysis, just like physics or chemistry is. And people didn't believe this at first, and the Coles Foundation, which you'll hear a lot about in these lectures, led the revolution in economics, transforming it from a physical subject, political economy, to a mathematical subject. Now, I decided around 1989 that I did mathematical economics, all these plans, mathematical philosophy, and doing it very successfully. I finally checked out what they were about. So I picked one that's really wrong. So I went to Wall Street, and I joined most of the people I knew back when I went to Goldman Sachs. It was a famous professor I mentioned before, named Fisher Black, who was there at the time, and he attracted a lot of people, so that was a traditional thing to do. I decided to go to a lawyer firm called Peter Peabody, and one thing, it was the seventh biggest investment bank at the time, and one thing led to another. They decided that they wanted to reorganize their research department in fixed income. So I was a professor there, and I did mathematical economics. I was there for the whole year. Somebody said, the director of the fixed income department said, why don't you take charge of it and hire a new fixed income research department for me? So I did, and ultimately there were 75 people in the department. All the time I was a professor at Yale, and after 5 years, Peter Peabody, even though I was 135 years old, formed by a famous family, the name should sound Peabody, familiar to you, it closed down after 135 years, 5 years after I got there. I had to invite the 75 people I hired into my office and say, you're fired. And then I went next door, the office next to mine, and the guy there said, you're fired. And so that was my first taste of Wall Street. And after that, 6 of us founded a hedge fund called Capital Management, which was a mortgage hedge fund. And we had I'll tell you a lot about it. It started after the Taylor closing as a rather small hedge fund, but it grew into a very big mortgage hedge fund. In fact, the biggest mortgage hedge fund in the world. Recently found out that everybody trades mortgages is basically a hedge fund. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac are obviously hedge funds, so they don't mean anything anymore to say they were a big mortgage hedge fund. But anyway, we almost went out of business in 98. That's such a story. I'll tell you a great thing. And then we just suffered through this disastrous last year or two. But we're still here. So these experiences, of course, have colored my understanding of Wall Street and my approach to the subject. So I took on in my theoretical work finance and economic theory in its own terms. I didn't think quite sure introduce psychology to economics. I just take it on in its own terms, in its own mathematical terms. And what I found was that it basically implicitly assumes you can buy insurance for everything. The assumption is called complete markets. And secondly, it leaves out collateral entirely. So you'll never see, almost in any single economics textbook, the idea of collateral for leverage. And those, I think, you can't get insurance for everything, and they can need collateral. You have to be able to convince them you're paying back your money collateral way, or persuade them to pay back letter. Those are the things in theory. So I built a theory around complete markets and leverage, which is a critique of the standard theory. So, in a way, Shiller and I have been vindicated by the crash. I mean, so let me just show you the picture here. Maybe I will, you know how bad the crash was. So let's look at the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones is an average of 30 stocks. What their value is, we'll talk more about it later. But here it is, back to 1930, moving along, reasonably going up and up and up. You know, there are a few lifts, which we'll come to later, like this one, okay, 1929. And then look what happened. Wait, look at that. That was 13,000. 50% drop, and now it's down 50% up again. So if you believe these finance professors, you have to say that everybody realized that future profits in America were going to be less than half of what they thought they were going to be before, and that's why the stock market dropped. And then miraculously, when it hit the bottom, everybody figured, oh my God, this is the subject, actually it's not nearly that bad, and things are 50% higher because now people think the profits really weren't going to go, because they drop in half, they drop by 50%, and we drop by 55%. And that was the only way, according to the old theory, to explain what happened. Now, Shiller will just say, well, everybody's, you know, they're crazy. They got this into their head that the world was just going to be great, and then, you know, some rumors started, and things were so high, and people the narrative changed, and thought things were terrible, and you know, that's the story. I'm not sure how to get it to go up again. They changed their mind again. But, okay, so, all right, now, by the way, it's a little bit better to look at the Dow sorry, correcting for inflation, and then you see that, the 1929 crash, this is on a large scale. So the same as, remember before, the depression, the stock market was so low, it's grown so much over 100 years that the market seems like anything was happening. Well, now on a large scale, going up 2 of these is multiplying by 10. You see that in the depression in 1929 to the early 30s, the stock market fell, I don't remember what it is, it looks like it's almost two things, it looks like it's 80 or 90%. And the fall this time has been, much smaller, 50%, not 90%. So it's a whole thing down, but not two things down. Okay, so it's not holding down less than that. A whole thing down with the square root of 10, or a third, didn't go down 2/3, went down less than 2/3, went down 50%. So the actual percentage drop is much worse than the depression that is now. Okay, but now we're going to come back to these things. What else can you get out of these numbers? I just want you to notice a couple other things. Suppose you look, so these numbers are all very interesting. For mathematical, these are the sorts of things you pay attention to. So these efficient markets guys, they look at the change in price every month. So there's a lot to say for their theory. They said, look, it goes up and down randomly. In fact, we'll see that there are all kinds of tests about whether you can predict it's going to go up tomorrow on the basis of how it did yesterday. The answer is no. It's very difficult to predict whether the stock market is going up and down. It seems to be random. Well, it's random. And they used to think it was normally distributed. A lot of people argue it was normally distributed, but it's hard. You never get these gigantic outliers if things are normally distributed. There's three one might be that. So Mandelbrot, which was the professor who retired a couple years ago, on the theory he went for fractals. He said this could possibly be a random walk. In traditional motion theory, you never get these outliers. So you offer no explanation for why they might do that. And I'll show you an explanation later. People sort of get shocked one day, and they change their mind and things like that. Well, you can see that here in collateral apart. This is quite expressive. Okay, now, let's just look at the Dow. Not just look at the Dow, let's look at another S&P 500. Okay, so... Okay, so here's the S&P 500 was very similar to the Dow, and actually we have a history dating back to 1871. So I just want to point out one more thing. The S&P 500, so this is an average of 500 stocks, not just 30, but it's more or less the same. But let's look at the same thing, taking the logarithm and check for inflation. Okay, so you see here that there are these four things being low in 1871, they go up and they go down. Then you got another up and a down. Then you got another up and a down. You got another up and a down. 4 times the same thing has happened. So this is just meaningless accidents. But it will turn out that the demography of the country, the baby boom cycle, you haven't had just one baby boom, we've had 4 of them. So this cycle of the stock price happens to, under each time, a generation long, happens to correspond exactly to the rise of the different age distribution of the population. So another theory of the stock market, which wouldn't have been entertained by these original financial theorists, is that demography has something to do with the stock market. Not information about profits and returns, but the distribution of ages of the population. So I'm not saying this theory is correct, although I was one of the proponents of it, but it shows that there's room, I think, in economics, in finance, for economic things, for demography to matter, for leverage to matter, and not just for expectations of future profits. So let me show you another picture. So this is a second way in which Shiller became famous. He said, well, look at housing prices. The Case-Shiller Housing Index. So it's also famous because he had the idea of collecting housing prices. So, it's quite amazing. Every town has to record, by law, you have to record in the town directory and often on the internet what the prices of every sale of every house. So everybody has it. It's all publicly available on the internet. And most of it's publicly available on the internet. And nobody thought to gather all this information together and take the average and write down an index. Okay, so Shiller did it. So here's the Shiller Index. It's so good. All right. So you can see that housing prices were pretty stable, throughout the 80s, and then around 2000, they started taking off. So this is when the stock market was taking off too. So Shiller says this was irrational exuberance. People just went crazy. They somehow think things can never go down. They're just going to keep going up and decline, and they think things are going to go up. And it's crazy, and things are going to, psychology eventually people are going to, a new narrative is going to start. Somebody's going to say, oh, it's going up so long, you can't continue to go up, things have to go down. Okay, and things went down. Now, I think this is psychology. So there's the original finance story. The finance guys, by the way, they would say, well, the rise is not so surprising. Look at the mortgage rates, the interest rate you have to pay to get a mortgage. There's been an incredible decline in mortgage rates over the years. So it's easier, it's less costly to buy housing. You take the present value of your expenditures on buying, just to pay less. So that's why, if you pay over a long period of time, so the interest rate is less, and so the value of the house is worth more. If you're discounting the future benefits, it'll go away. You'll draw all this later. So there's no history. On the other hand, nothing happens to these rates. They can't get more lower. So there's no why the market should crash. So again, this seems like an indication for sure. Now, it also gives you a way of indication for my theory, which is not psychological. So I'm distrustful of psychology because they say, oh, my it's important. So my theory is, if you take a loan, you have to negotiate 2 things. Interest rate and how much collateral you put up. Who's going to trust you to pay back? When you buy a house, they say, you can't just borrow the whole value of the house. They say, well, break the down payment at 20%, borrow 80% of the value of the house. Okay, and so what I say is that instead of paying all your attention to the interest rate, think about the collateral rate. Why is it 20% they have to put down? Maybe it should be 10%, 40%. Well, in fact, that number changes all the time. So here what I've done is like the pink line from 2000 to the future. That pink line is Shiller's housing index inverted. So you notice the scale on the right is the housing prices, but I've inverted it. Okay, and on the left, I have the down payment percentage. So it starts at 14. These are not for, these are not agency loans, so I'm not going to come back to that payment. I'm not explaining exactly how I got it. And you can see that 2000 onwards, the down payment people have to buy their house. It got lower and lower and lower and lower, and it got down to 3%. You can put down 40% of the value of the house and borrow the other 97% of the value of the house to buy it. So, amazingly, the prices go down just with the bubble leverage. So, why is it leverage? Because the cash you put down payment is 10%. If you lever it up and own an asset that's worth 100, you can say, no, so your leverage is 10 to 5. If you got $3, you can leverage it and get $100 house. That's just 30 or 33. So, the leverage, so anyway, the point is that every way up, the margins kept going down and down and down. It's just that the peak of the housing cycle was the bottom of that curve. That's when collateral started getting tougher and people started asking for more money down again. Sure enough, the prices turned around. So, if you look at the prices of mortgages, again, the inverse on the right, and you look at the margins on the left, not buying houses, but buying securities. I don't have to explain this whole graph, but the blue line is the buying securities. So 98 is the big crisis, the margins spiked up. I don't have pricing data back to then, that's the blue line. And now from 2007 to 2009, you see the margins spiking up. So to buy a toxic mortgage security, people who investors don't pay cash, they borrow part of the money to buy it. They used to put down only 5% to buy it. Now they have to put down 70% to buy it on average. Well, what happened to prices? Prices, the universal prices in 2007, they started to collapse. Okay? Okay, so this is going up, these prices are collapsing. So once again, the margins means lower prices. But the margins came down recently, the prices have gone up recently. So it's an alternative theory. So, alright, so it doesn't mean that the standard financial theory is wrong. After all, I helped run a hedge fund. 6 of us founded it. We've been in business for 15 years. We must believe in standard financial theory because that's how we've been making a lot of our money. We exploit all those algorithms and those are the things I'm going to teach you. So I certainly believe it. And it's very important to teach you that again today. There's more to the semester. There's more to the theory than just that. So let me show you the Dow. I want to show you one more thing in the Dow Jones or the S&P that we got to mention. And where is this? Oh, I can get it out of that. Let's try Dow. Okay, so Dow. Hey, where was the peak of the Dow? Right over here. Look at the date. The date's supposed to flash here. Okay, so it's October 1st, 2007. Okay, now, so that's when people started to realize something was wrong with the world and they said, man, you know what look at, and until then nothing bad seems to be happening in the world. So suppose that you look not at the Dow, suppose you look, okay, here's a graph, suppose you look at the subprime mortgage index. You see the 100, you'll understand what these things are. The 100 means nobody thinks there's going to be a default. Over here, January 2007, that's 10 months before the stock market starts to go down. Before it hits its peak, the stock market's still going up here. A month later, this is April 2007. A month later, the subprime index starts to collapse. You see, it goes from 100 to 60. We're already in February or March 2007. So that means the people, those experts trading mortgages, already realized there was a calamity about to happen. This was long before anyone else perceived anything happening, long before the stock market moved, long before the government did anything to correct the problem. So, just as financial theory says, if you pay attention to the prices, you can learn a lot about the world. The people trading those things, their life depends on fixing the right prices. Probably they know stuff that you don't know. The prices are like their opinion. If the price collapsed, part of the reason it collapsed, maybe margins or something had something to do with it, but part of the reason it collapsed was because they knew something bad was happening. So for 2.5 years, we've known there's going to be a major catastrophe in the mortgage market. And we're from 100 to 60, since to 20, is a total calamity. So you know that there's 1.7 million people who are already been thrown out of their houses. Another 3.5 million aren't paying their debts, and are seriously delinquent. Probably all of them will be thrown out of their houses. And another 4 or 5 million after that might default and have to be thrown out of their houses. So major catastrophe. The market told us and warned us about it 2.5 years ago, and nobody's done anything about it, basically. Now, as we'll find out. So it's not that I think financial theory, the standard financial theory is wrong. I think it's incredibly useful. I just think it has to be supplemented by a more general theory. So, just to show you how my hedge fund is done, just so that you don't think that was a total failure. Where is my returns? There you go, DMZ returns. That's sort of interesting. So we started in so the TMZ went out of business in 1994. There was a tremendous crash in the market, the low of the leverage cycle. The purple is Stonington, that's the hedge fund. You'll see that these are other investment opportunities. The S&P 500 is the green thing. So we're doing great for a while. Emerging markets is the blue one, and high yield is the green one, and then a bunch of other things, like treasuries, and this is LIBOR, which is the bank lending, etc. So this says if you put your money into any of those strategies, LIBOR, keep buying, lending your money each month to a bank and see what interest you get, and see how much money you accumulate, or putting your money into, looking at the purple, or putting your dollar into the stock market and see what happens. If you're S&P 500, see what happens. So you see there's a crash here, you're fired. So we start Ellington, and of course, Ellington does great, and so we have all these years we're doing great, but then hey, there's another crash. What happened? Overnight crash. We lost a huge amount of money. It almost went out of business. Long-term capital, which by the way was won partly by two Nobel Prizes, Myron Miller, Myron Scholes, and Robert Burton, two of the guys I mentioned, who were the leaders of the financial crisis. They bankrupted their company, and they went out of business. And why did they go out of business? Because they weren't aware of the leverage cycle in life. Anyway, so the prices collapsed. Then look at all these returns shoot up again, and oil seems to be doing great. The stock market, everybody's doing great. Then there's another crisis, 2007. Everything plummets. Okay, all together this time, and everything's going up again. So it's hard to see this and listen to that. So I remember in '98, for example, when there was a margin call, our lenders called and said, we want more money. Don't believe that the assets are worth as much as it works. The collateral's not covering the loan anymore. And we said, you can't make a margin call. It's not legal. You promised not to change the margins on it for 6 months. You can't make a margin call. We said, well, blah, blah, blah. We don't really know about that. We're making a margin call. So we called up Warren Buffett. We said, it's terrible. They're making margin calls. They do this. They bond stuff. They're forced to sell the bonds to pay them the money. We